In Conversation, BFM 89.9, the business station.
Good evening, it's Caroline O with you on the evening edition, together with the Chairman and Group President of TBWA Tequila, Mr. Austen Zecha. Mr. Zecha, we were talking about your career a little earlier, how you got into advertising, and tell me, what do you feel were some of the highlights of your career? What do you think the best thing you've ever worked on or produced was?
Hard
to choose.
Well, it's kind of hard to choose, but a few memorable ones. I suppose it was bringing in McDonalds into Malaysia.
Bringing in McDonalds?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we were a small agency and no one thought we had a chance in hell. And we were up against the two agencies who serviced them at that time all over the world. There were 99 agencies. We were the 100th agency of McDonald's. And I thought some people thought that we would just be used for fodder to let the battle royal be between the two agencies that service them all around the world. Yeah. No, we won it, and we really thought that we kind of slew the giant. It was a bit like David and Goliath, and that was great.
How did you win that?
Well, we won the account on the strength of something that I had also learned from my Kennedy days. You see, there's such a thing. The third weekend of February is President's Day weekend in America, and until today, they would hold a celebrity pro-am tournament in tennis, and they raise the funds for mentally retarded children. One of the Kennedy members is so unfortunate to have been afflicted by that. And when I had to present to the McDonald's people coming in all the way from their headquarters in Oak Brook, Illinois, I proposed that we do a series of McDonald's celebrity tennis events, and we did that for 12 years. And we did it from 1982 to 1982 until 94. And because it really played right up to the grand character of what McDonald's was, good, clean fun, and we roped in a lot of Hollywood celebrities who were big on television in various series, and who would play tennis, and who would come out for nothing and just play tennis, and then put on a big gala show and raise all the proceeds for charities that McDonald's wanted to contribute to.
It certainly shows you what a good idea can do and how far it can go.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
We received a question here from James who says, do you still tend to your clients personally? How do you deal with things like delegating that to your staff? Do you delegate much?
Yes, of course. I mean, I can't be with all clients at all times, but in truth, when I go on vacation, and I just came back from a month's leave back in the States, in Honolulu.
Lovely. Unfair, but lovely.
No, but, I immediately get a lot of calls from clients saying, listen, what about this, what about that? And I know what had been suggested to them and what had been advised to them by my management team, but somehow quite a few of them still want to hear it from me, and it's flattering, but yet sometimes it holds up work and decision, and therefore income to the company when I'm away. So those are the only times that really are a little bit kind of off-putting to me. But I do delegate a lot, and I build conscientiously. Over the last few years, 5 years in particular, a management team, a succession plan.
Right.
And there are 8 of them, and one of them is a clone of the other. Each is a different, has a different forte, different personality, and different strength, and even a different educational background.
Right.
Because it makes sense to always approach a client's problem from different points of view,
Yeah,
rather than from a clone point of view.
Certainly. Okay, so when you were on holiday, this 1 month long holiday that's making us all green with envy here, did you turn your BlackBerry off, your phone off, or were you still taking business calls?
No, I have to admit I now travel with my iPad
Oh.
and also my cellular phone, of course. You
Yeah.
know, so I was in touch all the time.
So you would be an irritating person to go on a holiday with, I take it. Just
No. I don't look at my phones or my iPad every minute of the day.
Right.
You know, I do it in the morning when I first get up, and then I do it before I go to bed at night,
Yeah.
and maybe in the middle of the day. But I'll get back to whoever it is. Right
How
away.
holidays have changed, that's
Yeah.
all I can say. All right, so having spent this much time in the industry, you said McDonald's, the McDonald's account was one of the big things most memorable for you. Do you think there are many more of such moments to come for you personally, or it has slowed down a little bit? Do you think of time?
No. I'm very proud of our agency's work on Malaysia Truly Asia. It's given Malaysia a real branding, and it's come out ahead of even Singapore and Thailand.
Right.
So there will be other moments.
Okay. All right, and on the flip side of the coin, do you think there are things that could have been done perhaps better? In fact, there's a question here that was sent in by Lynn. It says, is there anything you would change in your life and why?
Well, change, I don't think so. But whether I would do it slightly differently, maybe. And why? It's because, sorry, it's because I think, you know, when people want to apply to the same first job or more appropriately, say, membership in some club, I may write it one way, the other person may write it in a different way, but they still have a common objective, and that's to become a member of that club. And sometimes, yeah, I do say, oh, gee, you know what? I wish I had said this also, okay? That's the only thing different that I would do,
Right.
all right? But I think the decisions I made in my life, I think, being quite realistic, they were not always the right decisions, but I'm batting over 70, 80%, and I don't think I can ever be perfect. There is no such thing.
But that's pretty good, 70 to 80%.
Yeah, I think so. I've been very lucky.
Absolutely.
So,
Mr. Austen Zecha with us, the chairman and group president of TBWA Tequila on In Conversation. This one, I'm going to play a song choice. This one is called The Impossible Dream by Matt Monroe. Why did you choose this one?
well, because, you know, I started, this is my fifth, TBWA Tequila is my fifth agency partnership. My first one became Darcy Macias Benton and Bowles, BMBMP. My second became J. Walter Thompson. My third one became a Saatchi & Saatchi. My fourth one, I started Edelman Asia Pacific. Okay, this is my fifth. And each time I start a company, it was strictly local. It was strictly independent, okay? Purely independent. And so each time I have to dream that it will attract the attention of a prospective buyer. And if you're in this business, you always want to sell to a bigger multinational group. Well, for one thing, they have deeper pockets, right? I mean, if they sell it to an independent, they wouldn't possibly pay you as much because probably is afraid that you ride off in the sunset somewhere. So you have to sell it really realistically to a multinational group with deeper pockets. And each and every one of them are huge worldwide networks with years and decades of experience. So they're always, it's always a dream, okay? And you find, you know, you say to me, I do anyway, that, okay, this is the one I want to sell to whom, all right? And the reason I sold my first agency to Benton and Bowles, before it became even Darcy Macias Benton and Bowles, is because the late Ambassador Chester Bowles, the founder of Benton and Bowles, spoke at my boarding school when I was a senior. He had already founded Benton and Bowles, and he was he was just had served as ambassador for Eisenhower to India, and he inspired me. And I thought, well, you know, this is he was also a New Englander from Connecticut. He was really a Yankee, a Brahmin, if you will, and I just thought that, well, you know, if you do build anything, the only way it can really be a success is when something bigger is attracted to it, to buy it, to become part of what they are so much more established in. And so the impossible dream, I always have impossible dreams. That's why.
Well, here's the impossible dream going out to all of you listening in today, hoping that you can achieve it. BFM 89.9.